It's a sad day as we learn of the passing of astronaut Jim Lovell. Lovell was one of the first men to orbit the moon. In his 97 years, the famed astronaut and space exploration icon leaves behind quite a legacy. Accepted into the NASA space program in 1962, Jim Lovell made his first of 4 space flights in 1965 aboard Gemini 7. In December 1968, Lovell commanded the historic Apollo 8 mission, the first manned spacecraft to orbit around the moon. The crew famously reading from the book of Genesis.
In the beginning, God created the heaven and the earth.
To me, Apollo 8 was a bigger deal. Apollo 8 was the epitome, the high point of my space ventures.
But perhaps it was as commander of the ill-fated Apollo 13 that Lovell will be most remembered.
Okay, Houston, we've had a problem here.
Houston, we have a problem.
That famous phrase depicted in the 1999 film version Apollo 13, starring Tom Hanks as Jim Lovell. In April of 1970, an explosion in the spacecraft caused a loss of oxygen. Astronauts Lovell, Jack Swigert, and Fred Hayes moved into the lunar module as it traveled around the moon. The nation and the world collectively held its breath. The crew successfully returned to Earth on April 17th. Touring an exhibit in Chicago recently, Lovell reflected on his experience with the Gemini and Apollo missions.
Well, I spent 2 weeks and another 4 days of this type of a spacecraft, and then, of course, the Apollo spacecraft. This is a very important part of my life.
Lovell retired from NASA in 1973 and went to work in the private sector. Jim Lovell, one of the early pioneers of spaceflight, who helped lead NASA and the world into the frontier of space travel. The story of Apollo 13 was brought to life again in 1995 when Tom Hanks portrayed Jim Lovell in the movie Apollo 13. The actor posted a tribute on social media, writing, "On this night of a full moon, he passes on. Godspeed on this next voyage."